Hello once again. This is not a review, it's just me, a Gundam building, plastic model building amateur looking at a thing and talking about it. This thing is, believe it or not, just one set with a small exception there. I did include an action base for the figure. The clear one here is part of an action base 4 set, but this stand over here is included with this Master Grade Astray Turn Red. This thing is kind of ridiculous. I personally am biased against Astrays simply because they made so darn many of them and they seem to be so popular. And just the contrarian in me wants to not follow the crowd and not do the thing that seems to be almost overdone. But this one just caught my eye so much. It's so out there. But I don't know, it kind of actually fits in. For me, it's not out there in the most ridiculous way to where I couldn't believe it. Like, there are a lot of out there things that I like, a lot of out there things that I don't like. And this is one that I do like. So I got it. And I'm not sad that I did. No buyer's remorse whatsoever. This is mostly a straight kit build. However, I did a wash, not panel lining, but a wash and then a top coat. Oh yeah, standard beam rifle and shield are also included and can be mounted up, but who cares about those? Am I right? Articulation in this frame is very, very, very good. The legs have just a ton of mechanism and engineering with many linkages in there. This is a separate piece. This is a separate piece. So you have two major outer portions of the kneecap that move independently. You've got different pieces on the inside here, and then this one back here also is able to shift around. And as a result, you end up being able to get such an angle of articulation, such a strong bend there without gaps. Also, of course, it helps with the color scheme being so consistent with some of the outer armor and the frame itself being color matched. This kit even has white colored poly caps. The overall color scheme here is intended to be partially the opposite of the standard red frame. So you've got white on the inside, red on the outside, but it's not a full inversion or anything like that. But here you can see what the leg looks like. Almost fully extended, not completely, but just with a little bit of bend in there. I did also add the little bit of silver for the blades of the daggers, or whatever you call those knives on the sides. And the feet on this thing are shockingly small. Some of the smallest feet that I think I've ever seen on a robot that's intended to stand. It's a mech, but it's a robot. You know, just as a model, like they're just so daggone tiny for how big the thing is in total. I mean, even just the main model itself, not including all the accessories. This is taller than the standard Astrays are as well. I forgot to look at exactly where they added that height, but it is noticeable. There's an image on the box that shows you that. And it's got unique things going on. Did I push this down all the way, or is it partially? Might be hanging off just a little bit. You got a couple layers. I think it's mostly on there. Might need to push it down just a little bit. A couple layers of things going on added to the head. Color correcting sticker here. You see just a little bit of it hanging off there. For the white tips there, that's unfortunate, especially since this kit does include many very, very, very tiny pieces. It's too bad about those. A couple other spots that have small color correcting stickers that were a little bit surprising overall, but didn't end up bugging me. But I think that these would be better applied with paint. I just went ahead and built it per the kit specs again, except for the washes. So I did just a light gray wash for the dark pieces and a dark gray wash with a little bit of grime color built into it for all the rest. These tactical arm things are incredible. Big old sword looking things with a gun built in. Unfortunately, this kit, for folks who are familiar with other Astrays, this kit does not include all the pieces necessary to turn this into the bow. All of this folds around, this all swaps. The entire blade section of it swaps around and then folds out completely. It makes for an incredibly tall display if you fold them out, but they don't include the things at the end to show a traditional projectile. In the center are projectile launcher. They've always got this quad cannon Gatling sort of thing in the center. It's just missing a handful of pieces to make the rest of it mostly complete. These things bend around, and also the fins are able to open up, so you see they're bent out over there. Also, one of the things, I don't think this is intended to be the way that you set this up. I just really like the look of it. What you're supposed to do is fold these down, use them as a large bipod, and then just rotate the center over and have these on the ground, and then you're shooting with that. But it just looks so cool like this in that kind of C, or in this case E configuration, that I just decided to set it up that way. And that's why I'm using the included extra stand to actually hold on to the tactical arm weapon there, and then my own supplied stand over here to hold on to the actual figure. And I am using a minimal number of pieces from that so that I can use other parts, other persisting parts, leftover parts from the Action Base 4 set to hold up another kit that I've recently looked at. There's a lot going on with this thing. It's heavy. The backpack is like 3 layers deep. You got a backpack inside, and then there's kind of a backpack adapter with a rod to hold it up for extra strength. You can see that right there, the white one, and then another backpack on top of that. So it's backpack adapter, backpack, and then additional backpack adapters here for the swords, the tactical arms themselves to be attached to. And these can rotate around, so you can change the angles of those. See, I got the other one set up the way that I want it. I might actually angle it just a bit more, but I want this to be balanced somewhat. I don't want it to be putting a ton of stress on the stand. I want it to be fairly comfortable long term. But yeah, screws are used just for this stand here. It's just an older design, which is fine. Plenty of adjustability with that, though, on multiple axes. Yeah, this is a heck of a thing. Took me 2 weekends, that's with streaming, 2 afternoons, 2 pairs of afternoons. So 4 afternoons in total from scratch, including the washing. I just used alcohol inks. I'm still doing some experimentation with that, but it allowed me to do it in one step very, very quickly on the sprues. And yeah, I was able to get this relatively complex and relatively large MG done much faster than usual. I'm still working on getting faster at getting these things done. I don't want to leave kits in my backlog for entirely too long, because then the backlog just gets larger and larger and larger. And yeah, a lot of people understand that feeling, but I want to keep moving through it. So this is what I've got. I like it. I will definitely be doing at least one other Astray. Hopefully not too many, though. Yeah, glad I pushed through my contrarian nature and decided to pick this up anyway. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.